So we have finally been getting a ton of Star Wars leaks, news, and information as of late to keep us happy, since The Acolyte basically made me want to eat a bunch of Taco Bell and have diarrhea in my toilet for 4 hours. We're finally getting some new news on Star Wars media that people actually want and that people seem to be pretty excited about. Again, The Mandalorian and Grogu is a project that I'm super keen to see, because I personally think the first seasons of The Mandalorian are two of the best things to ever happen to Star Wars. But again, some leaks have really come out that have got some super interesting news, super interesting information. One of them here saying that Embo will reportedly be the main villain of The Mandalorian and Grogu's Star Wars movie. The Hutts will hire him to hunt down Rota. Din is hired to rescue him, I'm assuming, by the Hutts. Now, of course, Embo is a bounty hunter, pretty lethal, who seems to be pretty tough to deal with, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see that similar plot of the first season, where Mandalorian was honestly, he had Grogu, which was something that a bunch of bounty hunters were trying to go after, and he was, of course, being hunted down and people were going after him. Now it seems like the opposite, where Rota is going to be held, and potentially the Mandalorian is going to be doing the thing that others did in the first season, where he's going to be going and hunting down a bounty hunter now to try and get Rota back. Now, for those of you who don't know who Rota is, basically, he is a Hutt. And the first time we saw him was as a little baby in the Star Wars The Clone Wars animated movie. And essentially, this little thing caused some divide, because a lot of people loved him, and a lot of people thought that was a cool storyline of him, being taken, the Jedi going to saving him, and all of the above. Then a lot of people really hated it and said the story was boring, it didn't make for a movie, all that type of stuff. But it's funny that we bring this up, because it got a lot of hate, which is true, but it seems like Disney seemed to think it was a cool idea, and so did Jon Favreau, because they're revisiting this idea essentially, with it saying that Rota the Hutt will reportedly be a jacked bounty hunter who speaks Huttonese, and apparently will swallow Din Djarin and spit him out in a fight. Again, they're really going full steam ahead with Rota as a character who not only is going to get saved by Din Djarin and the Mandalorian, very reminiscent of the first movie that Rota was in, but now, instead of being a fat slug, somehow he's going to be a fat slug on whatever special sauce Arnie used to take back in the day. And it's being said that Jeremy Allen White is supposed to be playing the character, which I don't know. I don't know how they're going about this. I don't even want to know. I'm just assuming it's a CGI slug. Allen White is either voice acting him or voice acting and motion capturing. How is he going to swallow the Mandalorian and spit him out? I don't think the Hutts are that big, are they? Unless he will... I don't know, it's a weird rumor. This is a really weird leak that I don't really know too much about, and I don't really want to talk too much about it, because I don't know if that's going to be happening. It sounds stupid, and I don't know, whatever, right? There's a third one here again. It says that Grogu will be more fleshed out character in the Mandalorian and Grogu Star Wars movie, and not a prop. It will be like season 1. Again, having Grogu continue to develop as a character. I feel like in the first seasons, he was this really cute character. The third season, there was some... Disney really tapped into that annoying, cringy, humor to entertain Facebook mums. And I think they're probably going to tap into that again in the movie. But also, give us some stuff from the first season. Hopefully some growth too. I do want to see some growth in the character. But also, it's like, this dude's still a baby. And... we haven't really seen much of him getting older. I don't know if we're going to be seeing much of him getting older in this movie. We would probably going to have to wait to see that in a second film. But I do believe the plot of this movie is going to have something to do with Rota, and how they're going to have, him potentially get captured and didn't go after him, because we did hear a while ago that, again, Jeremy Allen White is supposed to be playing him. So considering they've got an actor to do this, he's going to have some role in this movie of some capacity. And I'm interested to see how they're going to go about this. I really don't know, because the idea sounds very interesting. It's just going to flat out be the execution, how they of course do go with it. So the Star Wars leaks are really starting to come out now, with us not having much news to do with Star Wars in quite a while. So it's kind of refreshing to have this again. The last time I really got to properly think and talk about Star Wars was when Disney decided to release The Acolyte, which was actually more dead than KSI's music career.
From the screen to the ring.
It was legitimately that bad. No one really liked it at all, and it was a massive turning point that has left the future of Star Wars in a really weird situation that no one truly has answers for on where they're going to be going. Again, in saying all that, there are a couple of things we know, and that is that Ahsoka will be getting a season 2, which I'm pretty happy with, because I actually really liked the first season of Ahsoka. Again, it's not what I think they should be really focusing on. I think there is so many other Star Wars media that I think should be focused on and should be given movies mainly, and a couple of shows too, like of course Mandalorian Grogu that we are getting, the Old Republic stuff, potentially even a Darth Vader movie which follows the comic book series, or a Darth Vader TV show. Again, Ahsoka isn't where I would have gone if I was them, but they did. It was okay, and now we're getting a season 2, and there are a lot of leaks to talk about, because there's one here that says that Hayden Christensen, Ewan McGregor, and Ariana Greenblatt are reportedly set to appear in their respective roles in the second season of Ahsoka. Again, some of the best parts of Ahsoka were getting to see Clone Wars in live action. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to get as much as what we want out of all of this, because of how expensive it is to de-age Hayden Christensen, have all the CGI. Again, even the animated show cost George Lucas a hell of a lot of money to make, and that was animated. So it is really tough, but it does look like we're going to be getting a couple of more flashbacks and a couple more, potential holograms that we did see, training videos that we saw in the first season of Ahsoka, that will be featuring not only Hayden Christensen as Anakin, Ariana Greenblatt as a young Ahsoka, but freaking Ewan McGregor returning back as Obi-Wan. And I'm very happy for this, because Ewan McGregor said publicly he wanted to return back, but he wanted to do an Obi-Wan season 2 and wanted to wear the Clone Wars armor. We just know the Obi-Wan season 2 is probably not going to happen. It makes no sense for them to do that. And it looks like they said, let's compromise here. Let's get you to come back in some flashbacks or something like that in Ahsoka, and you can now wear that Clone Wars armor and get your wish. So I think that's cool. I think that's really exciting. And perfect thing is McGregor. I'm saying McGregor like it's Conor McGregor. Ewan McGregor, he doesn't really age, I feel like. So honestly, de-aging him would be so easy, and they might not even have to do it. They might just have to slap some makeup on him, and he could probably look like how he freaking did 20 years ago, because that's just Ewan McGregor for you. But yeah, obviously Hayden Christensen needs to be de-aged. They got a young actor in Ariana Greenblatt to do that role as well. So there's a lot of interesting things going on there, and I'm super excited to see how that of course does go. Again, other information news which is interesting is Ray Stevenson, the actor who plays Baylan Skoll, arguably the most interesting character about the show, unfortunately passed away, and he was being really set up to have a major role in season 2. So instead of just rewriting him out, they have decided to cast him with a guy by the name of Rory McCann, who I believe is from Game of Thrones, an actor that a lot of people do like, and was actually a friend of Ray Stevenson for a long time. So having that connection is really good. It's really special, and it just gives more meaning and more impact, I think, to the character now. And look, I'm so interested to see where his character is going to go in season 2. As we know, it seems like he's trying to awaken the gods, and there's going to be some big god storyline to do with the Force in season 2, because that's what they were really hinting at the end of season 1. And I'm just so excited to see how this is going to go. And if some of those theories are correct, again, there are people saying he is awakening the gods to try and do shit like go back in time and rewrite the past, like crazy stuff that I don't even know if they can talk about in a TV show, go into it and how the Force works with it all in the world between worlds, all of that type of stuff. And I think interesting to see how they're going to go on this season if they do set up Anakin Skywalker to be like the god of the Force, like he was teased to be in the animated Clone Wars show so long ago by the father. I'm super interested to see how they're, of course, going to go about all of this and more. Again, I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on this down below. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest gaming content, movie content, all of the above. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.